but they don't know who the righteous Moors is because they don't understand the Moorish parable of the sardine. All sardines are not the same fish, but they packed in the can as if they was the same.
Yeah, man. Somebody gave a big shout out to you. I can't pronounce the name. Arkansas Natural On Laws Mofo. Chief, you helped so many freaking people, me included. Love you, brother. I gotta give you a shout out, man. I said the same thing. Uh, they stole all 5 names of the tribes. Yeah, man. Chief Muskogee Creek. Yeah. Why? Why do we have so many cultural holdovers from Africa? Why did the elders in the 80s call us back? I went and they told us the stories the forefathers told them. Uh, Kin Clicor tribe, Ghana apologized. I'm not sure what they're asking you.
That's not a question; it's a statement.
Got you.
But look, the people who controls the narrative don't just got people in America. They don't just got people in Europe. They got them in Asia. They got them in India. They got them in what's now today the Middle East, a newly discovered part of the planet we never knew was a middle to the east. Africa. They also have the ones who keep that narrative alive for financial gain. Because the misery described becomes a compelling emotional lure to draw people who were told they was from somewhere else, that they came from Africa. So you want to see with your own eyes what my people went through to take me out of Africa. This is a business model used in a war effort. It's just like the video we talked about earlier where the brother said no pale faces ever had no slaves, was never taking slaves out of Africa. That's not what they told us over here. But now you have the curator of the place where the so-called slaves supposed to be being shipped from saying that it was some dark-skinned, woolly-haired people doing this. It wasn't no pale faces. The pale faces is Johnny come lately to this whole conflict. They don't start getting here to the late 1600s in trickles. But we already been fighting since 1492. They document the first arrival of pale faces as the Mayflower in 1619. No. Well, who was these people we've been fighting from 1492 to 1619 then? Think about it. If these the first pale-faced Europeans to come over here with the Mayflower, the Santa, the Nina, the Pinta, the whatever, who was we fighting for that whole almost 100 and something years from 1492
I was got
to
some more.
1619?
The Moors?
The dirty Moors. Right? So somebody said all the wars was Indian wars. They wasn't. You had other people in our land fighting each other about how they was dividing our land up. That had started happening with your colonial period. You got foreigners over here fighting bloody war in the streets or on the dirt road back then, in the villages, about how they gonna divide up their spoils of war, which is the resources of the land that we already been living on since the beginning of time. And then they made agreements among themselves, and then they tried to make us abide by the agreements that they made among themselves that had nothing to do with us. We came in with a Continental Congress. What they do? Had a constitutional convention to change it. We ain't tell you to change our stuff. Well, they wasn't changing it. What they was doing was 3-card money. They was flipping the deck. They was taking the card, putting it on top, telling you it's the other card, and you was believing it's the card that you played, and it ain't got nothing to do with you. We had the Hadassah Treaty, Iroquois Confederacy. That's documented when they came. We was already doing this stuff. They understanding of what they call democracy today is predicated upon tribal structure of the Americas. Nobody had that over there. You gotta remember, they grew up as vassals. They lived in the village at the pleasure of the king. He could come in at any given time and wipe your whole family out because he feel like it over there. We didn't do that over here. They can come grab all of the boys in the village from 7 to up, men and boys, and go send them off to war. And y'all don't have no say. Over here, if the chief ain't going to war, the tribe ain't going to war. That's just as simple as that. But if the chief at war, not only is the other tribes going to be ready for war, the other chiefs is going to be like, why is that chief fighting a war? Let's go help him. Because whoever it is, we know for him to be the chief, he had to be the most loved, most respected. That means he got to be the one you can talk to in a time of crisis. So he shouldn't be fighting. So since he's fighting, I think I need to go investigate. Some of them will send out a scout chief. Go find out what's going on with that village over there. Sometimes they go see him direct. Right? You gotta remember, in Chicago, before the COINTELPRO intervention, Larry Hoover could pick up the phone and call Jeff Ford. Larry Hoover could pick up the phone and call David Barksdale. Larry Hoover could pick up the phone and call Mickey Cogwell. Right? And the list goes on and on. He could call Fred Hampton Sr. Just pick up the phone. Because they communicated like that because it was for community development. And if it wasn't for the infiltration of the government through COINTELPRO, then they wouldn't have never stopped us from just restoring the proper balance, even under their system. They never wanted us to restore the balance. Because then our children, which is us that's growing up now, the Gen X, the way we grew up, right? We're not going to tolerate what my parents tolerated. And if we know this is ours, and we know all we got to do is speak up about it, we don't even like talking. But we talking like a mug about this. We ain't shutting up. I'm not shutting up. I'm telling you, we organic original from the land, Mississippi clay dirt walking. We sprung from this mofo like trees. We've been here since before here was here, because it wasn't here till we built it. That's how long we've been here.
I see.
And I ain't gonna stop telling the people until they click.
Somebody said Israel lyrics, Aboriginal is a taboo term in the West. It is. I mean, Dr. Deborah already broke down the terminology of Aboriginal. We don't call ourselves Aboriginal, you call yourself indigenous. Ab
is Kemetic for heart, or is root energy. The suffix is to tie the two together.
Yeah, I have a mound not far from me. If you do live by the mounds, yeah, go to the mounds, meditate. Today would have been a perfect day, or any day. Like there's always something going on in the universe.
It's
So
gonna
we,
be it's gonna be strongest from today to the 17th.
yeah, they're talking about the mounds where they're at. If you're close to the mounds, go give an offering. Sometimes that offering might be a couple drops of your blood, so you can connect back to the land.
So going through the portal, the most powerful part. This is today is 8/8, right? 8/17 is 8/8. So you can see that the portal is flipping at 8/17.
Somebody said, Rob, please tell me if you know anything about blue power.
It depends on what they're making reference to. I'm GD, so to me that's the power. What the? I mean, and all of the Crips agree with me, and we ain't from the same tribe, so I don't know what you mean by blue power, but yeah, I got you.
Yo, I just got a chat. Okay, Chief, just answer my question. The White Dragon Clan and Princess Elizabeth here in the Philippines. That's crazy because I keep hearing about this White Dragon Clan, and it's yeah, that's a lot going on.
That's so the lady she asking about. That's the heir of the White Dragon Clan.
I'm writing this stuff down. Respect for the Monte because it's the story keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper. The great shout out to the respect to the Monte, the great mothers. You still want to take more questions or how you feeling?
We start wrapping up now.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you. We almost got up to 700 at one point. We're at 671, man. Please like, comment, share. That'll help us out. That'll keep Rod coming back, man. Rod tomorrow taking a little break. We gotta make him feel wanted. Make him feel wanted.
I'm not taking no break. I'm finna be off social media.
I got you. But we still gonna find ways to support you, man. Like everybody in the chat saying that know that they've been watching you and watching how and you've been watching us develop and everything else. We appreciate what you do, the connections and everything you make for everybody and helping network because that network is very powerful. You know what I'm saying? And it's Lions Portal where you have everything in this life and the next that you manifest that you strive for. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you, God. We at 666 right now. You know what I'm saying? Melanin numbers. But we appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody in the group that's talking about unity and manifestation and coming together and working together. Magnetic living, magnetic homes, matriarch, rising as matriarch. Shout out Rising Phoenix Academy. Shout out Raising Phoenix. Shout out Abiki Rule. Shout out Light Feather, Dope Enough, Legacy, Rebel Divine from Atlanta. Anybody, any businesses you want to give a shout out to? Unscrambled Minds, again, Mama Kylie, Sister Myra Moss. Any shout outs you want to give shout out to Big Dog?
Man, everybody that I love know I love them, so I don't got to give shout outs.
Hey, D said that shit. I love everybody that love me.
Ain't no secret. People, all the people that love me and I love, they know we love each other, so we don't have to give shout outs.
808, man. Shit, if you pass the love, it sounds like you pass the love around in that 808 portal. So if we ain't did nothing else, that was a ritual to send love out. And we're gonna get love back 8 times. You know what I'm saying? 8 times more. So man, appreciate you guys, man.
Watch the portal gates flip. 8/8 today. 8/17 is 8/8. 8/26 is 8/8.
8/17. What's the other one you said? 8/17.
8/26.
8/26. Bet. Portal days. Good looking out. I shall say, man. Appreciate you guys. You always give us keys. Sometimes we got to watch it over and over again to catch up all the information you really just downloaded us with. Man, appreciate you, man. Like 1,000 times. Your Cash App's up there. Anything you got going on? Anything you wanna plug in real quick?
No, I ain't got nothing going on right now. I'm just sitting back, chillaxing, plotting my exit from social media.
Listen, we appreciate you. Appreciate the information. you've given the torch to a lot of different people to keep it going for you and keep it. Now we're networked and we're plugged in with other people in other worlds that we can connect with and pay attention to until you do decide to come back. So I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, rocking with me one last time for a little while anyway. We ain't saying it for like forever. We're gonna get you out for the events and stuff. But man, we appreciate you guys, man. Much love, much respect, man. Love,
Appreciate it, Tom.
peace and blessings to the tribe, man. Peace and blessings to everybody. Peace, God. Appreciation.
Peace. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just on here freestyling, seeing what comes out of this. Maybe the message gonna come out in the course of the discourse. So I have no clue what we gonna be talking about, nor am I overly concerned because y'all gonna start asking questions about stuff y'all want to know about and making comments like roll the corn. We know the truth now. Right? Listen to the earth speak. Right? Gaddy boy. He get walking around 19 keys. But Yaki awakened. Don't forget, some of this knowledge is forbidden. Billy Carson coming with the intellectual arson to burn an idiot down to the ground. Where all other herbs come from, say Dr. Saban. You gotta have the herbs compatible with the vibrational frequency of the biological mechanisms of the body. Sadie backwards is Ibis. Ibis is the sacred Banu bird, sacred to Tahuti. Right? And we know Tahuti is Thoth. And Thoth is Hermes Trismegistus. That means he's thrice great. Great scientist, great king, statesman, right? And a wise one able to awaken the minds of the sleeping sisters. They call him a Casanova, a Don Juan. All the time, they just spreading a Promethean flame. The flame of the truth stolen from the gods out of their own coffers. So you can't say it didn't come from them because we got it from them and we showed y'all where it's at. If you don't believe me, free Dr. York. He gonna tell you. Then he gonna show you. Then he gonna write about it. You know he gonna write about it. Right? And free Malachi York is under the banner Free Larry Hoover. Free Angel Bay was under the banner of Free Larry Hoover. Free H. Rap Brown, a.k.a. Imam Abu Jamal Alameen, was under the banner of Free Larry Hoover. Free Mumia, talking New Jersey now. Correspondent, war correspondent. Railroaded, whopped upside the head with the police, and the police shot his partner and blamed it on him. That was a good way to get rid of the brother. But we see through the BS. Bring Asada home. She need a full pardon out of New Jersey. ASAP. What y'all waiting on? Queen need to come back, grace her homeland, her territory, her queendom. We're all sitting there holding up people from progress. And the process is the progress. They think we ain't doing nothing. And we just armchair revolutionaries sitting in the armchair, never knowing that we're using the force and power of the Husia, authoritative utterance, exceptional insight. I'm going to invite you up here because this is a good question and we can talk about it. I sent you the request. I'm going to pin the question so you know exactly that I'm talking about you and won't be no mistake about it.
I got cut the light on. I wasn't expecting that, Roy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sweetie.
Okay,
That's a
one
good
minute.
question. I want you to ask it out loud. Cause
I know, but I don't want to be in the dark. I don't. Let me cut
oh
the
yeah,
light on for y'all.
don't turn your light on. We want to see your pretty face anyway.
So, oh, turn it on. I thought you were saying don't turn it on.
There you go.
So, how does this work? Because it's a person, and I don't want to say the name right, but I know you know. So it's a person that you was on. I think the African spiritual. I forgot the guy with the gray beard. You
Mm-hmm.
was on his channel, right?
Yeah.
And you was
I
talking
was
about a
talking
few
about some
people,
people that ain't dead.
right? And I'm wondering how does
Cause
this work?
you getting messages from them and you think it's coming from the other side.
But the message, but the two things that I got the message from, or I feel like I channeled from this person, they happened. Even down to the recall. One day I was in my car, and I know this sounds crazy, like I shouldn't even be on here saying this because the way I work at, but I needed to know this damn question.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was in my car and I was going to go to Wendy's, and I was listening to him burning the blue candles, chiefing that day. So I thought I was tripping, right? So I get in my car, I'm on my way to Wendy's, and I hear him say, yo, cuz, don't eat the beef, right? I'm like, am I tripping? I had one too many today. This back when I used to smoke.
And you
So,
can hear the voice clear like they were sitting in the car with you, right?
yo, cuz, don't eat the beef. I looked around because I was like, I really thought I was on one. So, but something about it when I went, I didn't get the beef. I did everything. It was like he was directing me through some stuff. It was crazy, right? Um, Told me he wanted a baked potato. Told me what he wanted on the potato. I'm not a carb eater. I got the potato. I ate it. My stomach instantly started hurting because I didn't want the damn potato. It was him. So I go home. I don't eat the beef. I get to work. When I walk in, my coworkers say they just recalled 62,000 pounds of beef. So that is with the 60s. This person was the 60s, the 62,000 pounds of beef, and I was burning the blue candles all day. And it was like I conjured this up. So that was the first incident. The other ones I don't even feel comfortable saying on Instagram. But I would tell you if you want to know, later.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm perfectly clear on the communication. Now, I'm going to explain to you the mechanics of the communication so you can understand how you can be on either side and communicate. Right? I got to move my question so I can see your face. Okay, so here's the mechanics. The burning of the blue candle is a ritual to connect. The connection is taking place through a genuine love for a person. This is what you call establishing the sympathetic link. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as calling the phone number. Don't get an answer. Okay, now, once you establish the sympathetic link, if the person on the other end of the link is receptive to your communication, y'all have now opened up a two-way sympathetic link. It's a channel coming through the heart chakra. Okay, now you are going to turn on either your visual senses to see imagery if you learn visually, but you learn by hearing the words best.
Right.
So you can read it, but you won't get it as clear as if somebody read it too. So your audio senses is the means by which you will engage the person on the other end of the sympathetic link, because that's your learning style. It's called clairaudience, clear sound, clear hearing. The, once you establish the link, The ones that's called the gods, and the person you talking about was one of the gods. So it's the same way they got you praying, asking an invisible sky daddy, but actually you making the link to a real, genuine earth god.
Right. So even if they on the other side or not, I would still be able to do
You will
that.
still be able to
Okay.
establish the link. Now, by that being an extraction, the link is not it's a telepathic link, and it's direct connection or communication. Now I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me because he hovering around right now. Triple X.
Yeah, and listen, it was he told me one other thing, right? I'm gonna have to be real light about it. Something is going to come out about my beloved because I love her to death. The one he loved too. He said something is going to come out about her, but do not be mad because she didn't have a choice. So he told me that too, and that's as far as I want to go on here. But I and this one other question. I'm not going to take up that much of your time. Um, I'm a Leo and he's a Leo. Do you think that's why it was so easy for him to keep coming through to me?
It's the love frequency.
Okay.
The zodiac energy allows you to be siblings in spirit. So the zodiac symbol of the Leo is the lion.
Right.
So you look at it like a neighboring pride that's related to you, and you can communicate on the same frequency. All of the lions or Leos understand Leos when they click up. Okay, now once you establish that genuine, so your heart got to be pure in order for it to even work. So this say a lot about the character and the person of who you are,
Right.
right? So
Thank
it
you.
tell us that you one of what they call the earth angels. They used to be called oracles of Delphi, daughters of Isis. You are a
Yeah.
blood
So
heir to a portion of the inheritance of the earthborn.
Inanna, well, Isis, Inanna, Ishtar, but when she come through to me, she come through to me as Inanna. So
That's my mom.
yeah, she come through to me as Inanna.
Inanna is a title. Isis is a title. Ishtar, Osset, those are titles, not names. Many people have held the title, but the original always incarnate in the person that hold the title. It worked like ceremonial guard. The person performing the ceremony is required to wear this particular outfit.
Okay.
And the telepathic link, right? And you hear me say a lot of time women like Tesla coils. The telepathic link of the earthborn, y'all are connected. Once you get the answer that was concealed from you and you meditate upon the answer, you begin to give the answer to all of the sisters under the same frequency hive mind.
Okay.
And so that's why the saying is if you heal one, you heal 1,000. But the healing is in the awakening of the power of the self of the divine feminine. When you be in your genuine article self, you open up the frequency of the genuine article universe, the frequency to come through you. This
Okay.
is what they call moving yourself into the mind of God. You thinking like God now, you're not thinking like a mortal,
Right.
which allows you to see all of the devices that was put in to ensnare us, to divide and conquer, the blood rituals and the blood magic, the conjure, the sorcery, and you begin to try to find the sisters who was the original victims, which is your sisters in spirit, the 12
All right.
daughters of Isis.
All right. So it's damn. I said I was had one more thing. All right. You gotta go or you got time or
I'm,
you
I'm, here
need
for, I'm, I'm here for about an hour and a half.
your next person. I don't want to be greedy, but it's all right. One more thing. So, Orion, right? What do you remember the connection from Orion and Ceres? Because what, and I know this about to sound crazy, but you know what? I'm going to say it anyway. What I remember is I remember women, us being on Orion. I remember men being on Ceres and we merged. And I remember it was 5 flames and I remember stepping out the third one. Do you know anything about what I'm saying? Because I know it sounds crazy. All
The
right.
golden
So, all
ones,
right.
the original golden ones from the Orion constellation. And the Syrians are the original people from the dog star. They called the Domo in um, Nomo and man, I'm catching brain lock. The Dogon referred to him as the Nomo. When they came here, they were from a different genome. The Earth genome had to be calibrated to the Earth. The mitochondrial right was given to the mothers. Mitochondrial right is also what we call Earth right because the mitochondria in the woman that she passed to her daughters comes from the soil of the earth. It's got a different name as a microorganism in the soil, but its function is the same to provide energy to the soil. That same way it provides energy to your cells. This is your link to Prime Creator. In the light that the reflective rays of Orion and the reflective rays of the Sirius constellation reaches the earth and affects the people who are descendants that come from those areas. The original golden ones was neuter gender, and they didn't replicate through sexual organs. They replicated by separating